Today we will be doing classification of hyperspectral images using a tool called Classification Learner in MATLAB. Okay, so first of all, as you know that the hyperspectral image is not a simple image; it contains a structure like this. Okay, so uh, I just want to do this. I just want to arrange this file as an Excel file, like a row and a column file. But if you see this in this image, you will see there are X, Y, and Z axis. So in the classification, what we do, we give a certain number of rows, and there is a ground truth attached to each row. Okay, so this is the input format of every classification form here. So we will be converting this into a simple row and a column file. This 3D tensor will be converted into a 2D file here. Okay, so in this I have just written a simple program that will able to do this. If you see this, this is Indian Pines ground truth data set, which contains 145 into 145, and this is a Indian Pines corrected data set, and it contains 145 into 145 into 200 uh, data points. Okay, so if I just run it, it will run it, because I will show you that this I have just taken this Indian Pines, and simple by using for loops, I have taken a arranged variable that is just taking the z-axis value this and reshaping it into a uh, one value. So it will be arranged in this it is arranging into a single row here. So that is why it is wholly converted into a single row, and it will repeat the whole process across 145 cross 145 pixel. So all this 200 pixels will be arranged in a row. Okay, suppose that x and y axis contains a first x and y, first that first point and the corresponding 200 points in the z direction will be placed in the first row of this arranged. In the same way, this ground truth is ground truth value attached to each pixel in the z-axis. So this is only 145 and 145. So to convert it, you just have to similar kind of procedure is also followed here. So this is the arranged data set, and this is the arranged data set, and this is the arranged ground truth. Okay, so I just want to tell you that, and it just take off some minutes, because the pixels are quite 145 into 145, like 21025, so that is why it's taking time. Okay, so after that, I just when this if you see this arranged and arranged gt, these are the values that are arranged in rows, and these rows are like 21025. In the same way, the ground truth values are also contained in the form of like 21025. But you will see that in this there are various zero values. So these are the background values, and we don't want that background values. Okay. So in this, so in here we just taking a row and a column. This is the indexes, a row number and the column number, where the value of this is zero. Okay. So I just taken it, and I just taken it and deleting that row where the value is zero. Okay, so that is HSI with the GT without the zero pixel here. So that is the main prepared data set that we have obtained here. So it is just concatenated, and in the end there are ground truth is placed in the end. Okay, so as you can see it, the 201 row, the ground truth is placed here, and the total points become, after deleting all the background pixels, the total points are 10249. Okay, so now you just have to type here classification learner. Okay, okay, so it will take just some time to load here. Just is here in the new session and from workspace, and in the workspace you have to select the variable which has no background here. So this is HSI W with ground truth and without a background, zero pixel. Okay, so you pressed here, it will take some time to extract the predictor and responses. Okay, so just wait for a minute. automatically detect that the last column is of the response column, that it contains 1 to 16 values. So you can go with either of these three option: cross validation, hold out validation, or no validation. So that's your choice. Okay, so I'm just going with this hold out validation, and I'm holding out like 50% of the data. Okay, so just press here start session. After that, a number, there will be a number of classifiers, as you can see here. Yeah, just wait for a minute, it's loading. Okay, it will also show you the various classes here on the graph here. Okay, so these are the various 16 classes, if you see here. Okay, so as this contains 16 classes, that is why it's showing like these colors. Okay, so if you want to apply PCA, you can also apply it. That is, feature selection is also here. I'm just getting all quick to train models here. This model will take 50% training, and make sure that you have selected this parallel pool. This parallel pool can run, depending upon your machine, can run around two classifiers at the same time. So if you have a quad core processor, it can run four classifiers at the same time. Okay, so it will take some time to start. After that, you will see that this classification learner is predicting the model here. As you can see now, it is listing all quick to train. Around 21 to 22 classification models are here. So it will also tell you the accuracy that is obtained by current classifier. It is training, and it will predict by 50% testing data, because we have holded out 50% data for training here. So as you can see, there is a tree which is producing 67.1% accuracy, and this course tree is producing that. You can also go in this you can also see the details here, the current model. It can tell you that what kind of a thing has used. You can also use a feature selection here and PCA here. It's upon your will. Okay, as you can see, this KNN is producing 75% accuracy. In the same way, these models are quick to train model, but there are also other models like SVM, linear SVM, quadratic SVM, that will help you to see the variance. Also, ensemble classifiers is also there. Okay, so you can try this model. Okay, uh, as you can see, this 75, 73. It will take some time to train, but it will it this tool has made the whole classification process very easy. Okay, if you are writing a research paper and have you developed a new model, you can use this type of a tool to just compare your model with the current or the existing classifier that are already present. You do not need to implement these classifiers here. Okay, so the highest accuracy, it will highlight it that right now the highest accuracy obtained is by KNN, weighted KNN, more specifically, that is 75.9%. Okay, as you can see, this Cubic is also has generated 68.4 accuracy. Okay, you can also do with another method, like there is a method, if you've seen it previously, that there is something called as a no validation method. Okay, so this cross validation will take a lot of time, because it should be around 5 to 10 folds, so that will take a lot of time, and it protects again this overfitting. Here you can also use this, but I just want to tell you that what is the advantage of this no validation here. So I'm just again training the same method here, this HSI with GT without zero, and it will again take the responses as it is. It will again automatically take the responses, and I'm clicking on this no validation option, and I'm starting this. Okay, so this no validation is just a training method. You can also do this, I'm just training one method here. Okay, now just go here that this is a accuracy of 71.9%. Click on here and just write export model here. So you can export this trained model, and I'm just renaming this model to tree here. Okay, so this model will be exported into the workshop. If you can see here. Okay, so if you want to perform a prediction, you have to follow the syntax. Okay, so if you want to perform a prediction, you can give it input. So I'm just giving the same input here. You can change it because there will be a certain training and testing because we have used a no validation method here. So I have inputted all the things, all this data set. You can divide it into a training data set and then use this no validation. This will ensure that you have used the same kind of data that you if you are comparing another if you are comparing with another classifier. Okay, so if you see it, this HSIWGTWO contains the ground truth in the last column here, so I just want to delete this. After deleting this, I will give this classifier, train classifier, this is input, and it will predict the columns here. Okay, so just okay, so just write this syntax and equal to 0, so it will delete the last column of this, and you can see this change. I think the last column will be deleted here. Okay, so after that you just have to follow the same prediction function here. I just take it like a predict function. Okay, so if you have uh, this is the predict model that we have extracted out. So if you want to see any kind of there are certain kinds of matrices that are attached to it. Okay, so I'm just click this how to predict, and it will see that will tell you the syntax here. So I just I'm going to write here y fit equal to, so this c is here is tree dot predict function predict uh, fc, and f is capital here. So make sure that it is a sensitive case sensitive language, so that is why I have to write f in the capital here. So after that you just have to copy and paste the variable name here without zero. I'm just copy and pasting it here. After that it will put. Okay, so it has predicted it. If you go in the YFIT here, it will contain around these values. Okay, so these are the predicted output by this classifier. You can also go by this, and this will be like 10 the same as compared to this. So you can uh, take the original ground truth values and this values and compare it against each other to get the various accuracy measures and other things. Okay, so thank you for watching the video.